Okay, November, I think it's the 13th or 14th. I'm sorry, it's just a family emergency. Unexpected trip to Tacoma, Washington. I am standing in the port of Tacoma at the Chinese American Reflection Garden. And here's the ship Cape Intrepid from Norfolk, Virginia. This has been docked here for 20 plus years. I grew up in this town. I went to Stadium High School. I'm gonna fix this. Went to Stadium High School right over there. This is the industrial port of Tacoma. This is where the tradings and where vessels can come in and out with little to no hampering, especially when you know the harbor masters, which they all do. The people that I've heard you refer to. Now, I'm kind of being stupid maybe, but my real name's Teresa. I'm just going to let you know because my YouTube name, it's less than credible name, but I just want to know, I'm sorry, I want you to know, everything you're saying is correct, Mr. Webb. I'm going to have to film a couple separates, but wow, they're watching me too. It's so crazy. But I'll have to do this in a couple of pieces because I am down to one working iPad because, as you know, these people, they don't mess around, and I've been on their radar for a minute now. I used to live, that'll be in my second part of the video, but a little further down, this is the harbor right here. This is Carr Inlet. That over there is Quartermaster Harbor, right? It's hard to do without turning off the power to this, and literally both my cameras are zapped all of a sudden, and I can't do what I wanted to do here, but so I'm gonna just hack job it. But I just want to show you firsthand, and I will go check out that address if you email me at Mr. Webb. Hell yeah, I will. I got some friends up here. Like I said, family emergency. I wasn't expecting to be here right now, not for another week, but had to come early. So here I am. I grew up here like my whole life almost until I decided enough was enough. When you see what I saw, it's so corrupt here. It's so corrupt everywhere. But this, I'm telling you, I'm standing in the mouth of the dragon right here. This is where they come in and out of. That right there, though, is the training ship that I heard you referring to, the Cape Island out of Norfolk, Virginia. I can't read the other letters below it because my eyesight's not that great from here, but this has been here looking the same. I actually have an uncle who worked for the Department of Defense who was actually in charge of, I believe it was fire training for certain people. They'd come in and they would train on this vessel, and then they would do some other shit. I mean, yes, my background is not important. I'll just say this, that I used to be very involved with certain lettered agencies that live very thickly through this neighborhood. I'll show you my old marina. I'll show you where they lived. I'll point out to you where I heard certain people that I've heard you refer about. And there's obviously, I tried to pay my own attention to myself, but voices echo on the water. They bounce and it carries. And so when these people would be out at midnight having a conversation thinking they're not being listened to or just don't give a shit because by then they're drunk, they start talking louder and louder, and I heard some things that just spun my head. So I was like, whatever, you know. But knowing the people that they were, it would just kind of trip me out. At the time, I was dating someone who was a former Navy SEAL, and so I knew some shit already. Okay, I mean, but he didn't tell me a lot. But I just heard enough random stuff to know that the stories I would, overhear when I was living on my sailboat. They were obviously true. I just, I'm not saying I'm involved in that I know any of these people anymore, but I'll say that I used to, where I lived as a liveaboard, I used to shower at the marina, and you pass people in the shower. I'm telling you, there was a lot of people here, and people in and out. It is an unadulterated harbor, like I said. You can get in and out. This does lead to the Pacific Ocean. That's Gig Harbor over there. This is Point Defiance behind me, the point where you see all the new building that they just put on top of a copper ore mining building that gave everybody in my town fucking cancer. Excuse my F-bomb, sorry. I don't even know how to edit it because it's my iPad, but anyway, I just want to wrap this one up. I'm going to head down to where the action really goes down. It also goes down out of that marina over there. I lived over there for a month, and I lived over there for a month. It's on the other side. You get to that by going down through the 705 in Tacoma, in downtown Tacoma, and it goes over to Marine View Drive, which is that road over there, and it goes to Browns Point over there, which is another spot over from the Dash Point and Des Moines marinas and docks. There's quite a bit of traffic in and out of there. They've been dredging this out, I will say too, since I lived here in 2002 to 2007. They've been dredging it the whole time, and my family are seafarers. We are fishermen. We're also law enforcement, and we're also fire, and some of us are physicians, and some of us are, we don't have any lawyers, but a good thing. And I will say this, I was a former child advocate. I specialized, what my focus was I was the advocate who spoke to the parents to try to explain to them why our child predator laws were so weak, and I translated the state's legislation for the parents of the survivors of these rituals that they're doing on children, which ties all into this. But we both know, Mr. Webb, if you're still watching this, if you even see it, I hope you do. I'm trying to give you, you know that what you're saying is right, but I'm telling you, yes, you're right, and here's where it goes down. Right here. This is a dirty harbor, and I'm not talking about the crap they're dumping in it. This place is dirty. High brass, a lot of them. They like to brag and talk at the bar, and I used to be a little better looking. I was younger and hot. Lived on a sailboat. Yeah, some of these gentlemen approached me. I've had conversations, and they get drunk and they talk. I'm not saying they talk to me about any work stuff, but I'm just saying, yes, they are. Those people are here. Have been. I don't know if they're here anymore. I moved away. So, this is part one. Thank you, Mr. Webb. I don't understand. I don't want to know. You really need to stay safe. As you know, I'm being stupid even probably for doing this but I don't give a shit right now anymore, because I'm telling you, once you're on their radar the way I was, a lot of it had to do with my ex. Because they all talk, man. They're not just military, they're not just politicians, they're not just billionaires, they're not just drug traffickers, they're not just child traffickers. These people are running the show, and they don't give a crap about you, me, them. They don't care. They don't care. And they think it's funny to pick on certain people, and then they will mess your life up from step one to step one to step one. The last 15 years I've been bobbing and weaving from this, because I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. But you know what? I'm tired of it. So this is why I'm coming forward with this. I would have never shown my face in a video. I never would have said what my name is, Teresa. I'm standing in Tacoma, Washington, where I was born. These fuckers know who I am and what is up when I go down there. So I'm going to take the camera down there. I'm going to film my old marina. I'm going to point out some hot spots for them to talk. Use your discretion. I'm just telling you what I know. I am absolutely validating and confirming everything that I heard you say, at least about the Tacoma Harbor and shit. There's some other stuff that you didn't add that I know about for a fact. But maybe you know about it, but it's not. I can only give information on the inside on this one little tiny piece of this big ass puzzle. But anyway. And I'm not a vlogger person. I usually don't do this, so I'm kind of tripping. But anyway, yes, as you can see, no, I'm sorry, that's a commercial flight. Oh, let me add that too. SeaTac Airport's right over there, beyond that hill. That communications tower that's over there that's flashing so big, that is Browns Point to Federal Way. That's a Federal Way line. Oh shoot, I don't even know if you can see it. Federal Way, Washington. Which it's named for a reason, Federal Way. That's where our federal prison's at. It's underneath SeaTac Airport, whether people knew that or not. There's a prison underneath SeaTac Airport, and there's a lot of shit that goes in and out of that too. So this is so dirty, and it's all connected, and it's all connected back to the cakes. The kids are just the decoy. That's like, look over here. Well, they're shooting shit out the back door, and this is why I'm concerned. Look. People need to understand, these people don't give a shit, and I just don't want to die in a nuclear fucking mistake or fallout, or, I've already had cancer and beat it. I don't want to get cancer again and because of these people with this. They have got dangerous material, and it's easy to get around with it. People just don't know, and I feel like I'm in a bad movie, really. So, I guess my energy and positivity would be for you, Mr. Webb, is I really think you're brave, man. I don't understand why you're okay. I'm glad. I'm not saying I think you should have security with you personally and wear a Kevlar vest because you are hitting the nail so hard on the head. And these are the people, and nobody knows it. Well, some people do know. Some people know. I didn't want to know this. This was an accident because I lived somewhere, and the person I was with for 5.5 years used to be bodyguard for these people. He would dive under their boats and sweep the boats before they had meetings, okay? I know this shit was going on. Because, yes, I would get told who was there, because he would find out, because he was doing background checks, and dude, it's real. And it happened at the marina right down there. So, that's my next shot. I'll pick you up there. Oh, dude, it's so cold up here. Coolness. Hi, camera's watching me back. Hi. It's like camera. Coolness.